Hello everyone, it's me again. Hope you all are safe and healthy and duduing diam-diam di rumah. Due to the corona outbreak, our quarantine period has been extended. But amidst the COVID outbreak, we have to stay positive. So, today's video is a how I study in my room video. Very self-explanatory, I'll be sharing my tips and tricks. In my point of view, I believe that this quarantine period is the perfect time to, catch up with what you couldn't, revise everything back, study for the topics, basically getting ahead of your studies. These are some tips I have for you, especially if you are taking SPM or PD3, but these are basic ones. Without further ado, let's get started. First tip is to get yourself caffeinated, cause let's be real, we'll just fall asleep. Then you'll need a clear space to start studying. This is because a clear, cluttered space will just stress you out. Next, get out everything you need for your study session. Let it be books, pens, highlighters, and etc. So you won't have to disrupt your study flow and leave your chair to retrieve it. Then arrange your desk to how you prefer, neatly. Making sure everything is organized is much more important than you think. The sense of knowing where everything is placed will give you less stress. My next tip on the agenda is notebooks. For me, I had a notebook per subject I took in my Form 5 year. And how this helped me was I would put each of my notebooks in my textbooks. And whenever my teacher was teaching me, I would jot down whatever I could. And also do a couple of exercises to make sure I understood the topic. So this is how I labeled most of my notebooks. I try to make it simple and aesthetically pleasing to my eye as possible. So this is a little flip through for you. Reference books are great to know more information outside the textbook, and I recommend you to buy from 4 textbooks to study for SPM. Personally, I like to make my study space look like how it would in a cafe. Knowing the type of study vibe you enjoy studying in is actually really important. Following tip is to use some sort of earphones to cancel out the noises around you, because it can be distracting and disrupt your study session. Honestly, these are an essential for me when I study. I also love having highlighters with me when I study to emphasize important points and make your notes more colorful. These ones are from Troika and I got them at the popular book fest, and I kid you not, I paid 1 ringgit for each of these colors and they work wonders, legit. Sticky notes are also very important in my study routines, and I have them in different sizes and colors. Instead of listening to music when I study, I watch study with me videos. And there are so many to choose from. And the reason is it makes me feel more productive, which is what we need to study. My personal favorites are Eloit's Angela. Her videos are legit study with me's. Next is Youuu. I love her. Hers are more lifestyle, college, vlog style. Study with me's are really enjoyable to watch while I study. Next is Lenny Zhang, but she has stopped YouTube for now, but she has a lot of study vlogs that I always watch while studying. Another YouTuber I recommend is Yusuf. Her videos are super productive. Watching her videos always makes me feel bad about procrastinating. Not gonna lie. And finally, Nuriyama. She also has a couple of productive videos that I watch. Okay, we have heard about the Forest app, but I prefer using a timer, just because I prefer to see numbers go up instead of down. I like to physically see the amount of hours I spend on studying, because honestly, it's damn rewarding. And for each study session, I will lap the timer to check how much time I spent on each study session. Most of my notes are written on grid paper. You can find grid paper easily at Popular or Daiso. So the reasons on why I love doing notes on grid paper is 1, it's neat. 2, It's very aesthetically pleasing to me. 3. By using paper, you can easily organize them in binders or folders. I used paper throughout my senior year and there really is a huge difference. So I have a very unique way of doing notes for Komsas. Komsas is Malay literature. This is the easiest and most efficient way for me to memorize a whole book. Basically, an entire novel is summarized into one paper, and I'm gonna explain how I do it.
So first, I write the title of the Komsas, then karya, like whoever it is written by, and then what I do is I will, start with the beginning of the story, like Tirani, it talks about why Wahida wanted plastic surgery, and then I will do like key points, like point information, and then I will continue. I won't list out exactly what the story is, but more so you have to list down the important points that you find from the story, and you can find that from the the rumusan, ringkasan of it, like the shorter version, and everything is like explained there, all the points are there. Then I will always go according to sequence, going up to down. Then I will highlight all the important words that I need to remember. Like for blue, I highlighted for the names, and for yellow it's more of like the key points of the sentences. And then I do it like this, and you can see there isn't a proper structure to it, but this is just how I do it. And like important names like this, I feel like colors can really help you to memorize. And then I just do the same, and you can already see that I got lazy like towards the end. This is for science. I love my science notes a lot, so I'm going to explain based on the first chapter of Form 5, which is microorganisms. Obviously in the first chapter we had to memorize all these different microorganisms, like the picture, and then like the key points of it, how it reproduces and stuff. So I will write the header, science, which is subject. The subheading is chapter 1, microorganisms. Then I will highlight the what I'm going to elaborate on. Like here I elaborated on bacteria, so I highlighted bacteria in apricot, and then I just pointed out everything, and I also drew like a little bacteria as well. So I do that for my science. My science structure is basically the same like this, and I feel like it really helps when there are pictures involved with your science or whatever, especially science. When the pictures involved, remember to write them out, because during SPM they will always give you pictures, and they'll make questions based on the pictures. So I feel like this really helps. And for accounts, to me there's not much note taking, because you need to memorize the format of it. And I know that bahagian B, I think you always need to know the theory of accounts. So this one is just a sub-chapter that I had problem getting along with, because I missed out on a few classes, so I just have this listed out. But I don't really do notes for accounts. I just do formats like these. Okay, for my geography, however, this was an extra subject and not many people take geography for SPM, but I took this. And basically how I do this is that because geo, there's a lot of things to memorize. You might think it's just very easy, black and white, but it's not. There's a lot of detail to geo, which is pretty interesting. So there'll always be economy, social, and politics, something like that. So I will always same like my science, my heading, which is pengangkutan dan perhubungan. Then my subheading, this is going to be about kepentingan, so I'm going to elaborate kepentingan in economy, and then I'll just do the bullet points, and then I'll just do it all out, and it kind of just repeats itself. And then for important words, I will always use red color in geo, because it makes I like to do different ways for different subjects of taking notes. So this is just how I do geo.
So those are my tips and tricks for studying at home. Remember, don't take this quarantine period for granted and laze around. once this video ends, go and study. Alright, till next time. So remember to wash your hands and stay at home. Okay, bye bye!